Coming up, oh shit, we're not doing that. This is Don't Panic, episode number 167, recorded June 26th, 2017. The Drone Tower of Babel. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Don't Panic, the show where I forget how to do the intro I've done 166 times. I'm Sean Jennings, joined as always by two guys who are just big fans of Rhode Island. It's Colby and Dan. What's going on, guys? What's the good word? Jesus Christ, your
pumpkin.
Lord and Savior. Oh. That's the good word. No. What's going on?
I have successfully booted the iOS 11 beta on my iPad.
All right.
They changed the login screen again?
They changed the login screen, so that's the first thing I can report. Update completed.
Are you going to go toggle some settings?
Yeah. You're not going to really hear from me for the rest of the episode, so it was really nice being on here.
We're just going to get the occasional,
God,
changed,
the keyboard has changed. The @ symbol's in a different place.
Oh, no.
Now you know my password has an @ symbol in it. Damn.
This is... Wow.
All right.
While Dan is figuring that out, thanks everybody for joining us on this Don't Panic, the show that talks tech for you, the folks at home. A couple quick things. We're live right now on our Facebook page at facebook.com/don'tpanicshow. If you're watching, that's a good thing. You should let us know. Comment on the Facebook page. We'll be watching all show. You can also call into our phone number at 508-644-8324. I also want to give a quick shout out. We've been doing some light advertising on Overcast. We've got 50 new subscribers, guys. Can you believe it?
Wow. I can't believe it. It's almost too good to be true.
Well, Dan, it is true, and I want to personally welcome all 50 of you to the program. If this is the first time you're listening, I apologize. But please don't turn it off. Keep listening. We got a lot of fun planned for tonight, some banter, some tech news, and Dan's iPad, which hopefully will keep working. So stick around for all that. Gentlemen, Dan, you were not here last week. We missed you.
Indeed.
But you're back.
I had to talk so much.
He felt really... he
much.
was so uncomfortable. He's such a... you're muted, Dan. Yeah.
Yeah, 1 week I'm out of practice. I said it's tough when you're only two people. But I managed to survive the West Virginia mountains, make it back to civilization despite the torrential downpours that delayed my arrival in New York by almost 12 hours.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's fun. It was fun. I got a nice tour of the Charleston, Charlottesville, and Dayton airports before I finally made it into Newark, and then took a cab
to Newark. Wow,
my apartment. I know.
Wow.
You don't have any other choices at 4 a.m. Not from Newark.
Well, at least you're going to see a lot of.
I could have slept on the street. I considered it. It's like, well, the subway opens in 2 hours.
That's just a nap, really.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
Then you could say you've done it. You slept on the street in Newark.
It had even stopped raining at that point. So everything, as Sean would say, everything was turning up gangbusters for Dan.
Everything was turning up, Dan Miller. That's fan. You got to see so many beautiful sides of our nation. That's fantastic, Dan. Well,
I did.
We're glad you're back.
It was quite the experience. I haven't been somewhere with no cell phone service in a long time, but I didn't have cell phone service for a couple days, and it was glorious, actually. Highly recommend.
You always do wonder when they say 99. We cover 99% of Americans. Well, there is 1% who's not covered,
and that's a lot of the Appalachia up there in West Virginia.
Indeed, it's crazy.
Well, that's excellent. Colby, anything new with you, champ?
Since last week, I feel like something happened like right after the podcast, but I don't remember what it was.
Well, while you're thinking, I will say I started a new job last week, which you told me.
That was probably the thing.
I know, it was very exciting. I am now shilling commercial roofing products. If anyone needs any fasteners or induction welding machines or anything, you let me know. I'll get you the hookup. But what's interesting, I am in a cube farm with a bunch of other folks who are loud. I'm right next to customer service, who is very loud, which is fine. I'm a very tolerant guy. But get this. There is a no headphones policy.
Oh, no.
In
Say it ain't so.
2017.
How does that work?
That's what I
Like-
said.
Wait, you can't have headphones on? No one
Nobody
can have
can.
headphones on?
No headphones, no earbuds.
How
You know
do
what
you
you need to
listen
do?
to podcasts when you
That's
Colby, I hate to break it to you. Never mind. You know what you need to do, Sean? You remember that episode of The Office where Jim got the world's smallest Bluetooth headphones to talk to Pam? That's what you need.
well. What I think, because the good news is I already have the AirPods, so I just need to grow out my hair long enough because they don't go that far. Just
you could just wear one too, so you could like have one ear uncovered. It'll look like your headphones.
But just snip off the bottom part of the AirPods.
Yeah.
That's
like
not
file
fair
it
for
down.
anything. Yeah.
I could get like big earmuffs, be like, the AC is really cold in here, guys.
Or paint the AirPods skin toned.
Oh,
Like those the fancy mics that actors use, like Broadway actors.
Yeah, that's
or
what
just get one of those. Oh wait,
Yeah.
no, you need to. Sorry, I got confused.
And then walk into every room like you're making a big stage entrance.
My name is Sean. Digital marketing. No, so the and by the way, if anyone is actually wondering, it is a safety thing because my office is literally shares a wall with a roofing fastener or a screw manufacturing plant, which is incredibly loud and dangerous. And so even just to like walk through the door that connects them, you have to put in earplugs and safety glasses. So
Do you have morning safety tips at this place also?
Oh,
What
yeah.
were those things called?
oh yeah, this place is even more because really my office in Houston was just an office. This place actually is dangerous. Like they actually get like long rolls of steel cable and cut and make them into roofing screws.
Do you
in
get
the
hazard
building.
pay?
Well, I don't because I sit at
Digital
a
marketing
desk.
hazard pay?
I
But
know I don't.
not being able to listen to other people talk while you're working, that's a hazardous environment. You're doing real damage to yourself every day. You're putting your life on the line, sitting in that nice chair in front of that
My
really
5K
nice
iMac.
computer that you have. Yeah.
This guy gets it.
Yeah.
Dan gets it, man.
It's not a cakewalk.
No.
People gotta understand. Yeah.
I was talking with the plant foreman the other day, and I would say, "Look, bud, we're in the same shoes here. You and I, working hard, putting in our time, doing our shift, man."
Let me tell you about Twitter trolls. Did you tell them about those?
Oh.
We'll talk about hazard pay.
Boy, did actually though. No, seriously though, not joking. I actually do talk with the packers and the people who actually are, and they're like, what do you do? Oh, I'm a packer. I put screws into buckets all day. Like that's my
I
job.
thought you were talking about the football team.
And then no, like they actually pack them into the buckets, and then they turn to me and they're like, "What do you do?" I'm like, "Digital marketing," and they're like, "That's a job? Like, how do you get that? Like, what do you do all day?" And I'm like, "Social media," and they're like, "Do you need like I kid you not, I was asked once, I'm like, "Do you need a college degree for that?" I'm like, "Yes." So
Technically, no.
no, really any schmuck can do it, but I do. So anyway, that's the hazardous situation I find myself in. So now I just have to listen to customer service complain out loud.
Sean, is there an OMG Roofing Products Twitter I can follow or something?
Oh boy, is there. I'm in charge of it. But
my
I don't
God,
know what
I'm
it is off the
concerned.
top of my head.
Oh
so
no, Sean.
because
How do you not know what it is?
no, it's one of two things because the freaking company, they did this before I got there. They have different handles on different networks because they didn't get them all at the same time. So on Twitter, it's OMG Roof Products. I shouldn't really say the name of the company on the show. Like, look at this. Our most recent
We'll
tweet,
edit that
bleep
out
that
after.
part out in post.
We'll
The name
hide
of the
it.
company is
except for the 3 people watching live. No, our most recent tweet. The industry's most popular insulation adhesive, Dan, now available in 15-gallon drums.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
This is my life.
That's
Wow.
so much. I don't know if I've ever seen 15 gallons of anything.
Oh, Colby, we sell it in 30-gallon. 15-gallon is the new thing. They wanted us.
It's
No,
new that it's smaller.
no.
Now-
These are portable drums, unlike the giant industrial drums you can buy it in.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How much? I'm curious. How much does this cost in comparison to 15-gallon drums of other things? Like, in terms of scorpion poison, printer ink.
Yeah, printer ink is, I know, one of the most expensive, if you like buy it by the gallon, it's one of the most expensive things you can buy. No, Dan,
Serious milk, like,
look, Dan,
how does it compare to 15 gallons of milk?
we're competitive in the industry. You know, I mean, I'm just saying our values are fair. We've got innovative products. All right, we're a leader in the. We're not like the schmucks over at TrueFast. All right, we're out there hustling. All right,
That's right. Okay, I'm on board. Where do I sign?
I would love.
I've got
nothing more
I've got some stuff to adhere
than
to other
send you
stuff.
15. And the best part is, Dan, it's a 2-part. So we send you 2 drums, and then you put them
Oh.
together to make the adhesive work. So you actually get.
Oh,
so
that's
you get
even
30
cooler.
gallons for your money. It's 15 gallons per drum, and you get 2.
Oh, that's great.
It pays for itself.
Yeah, because really what I'm after in my life is just more quantities of liquid, and I'm not much concerned about what that liquid is necessarily.
You just want more.
Yeah, I just feel like I need more.
Oh my god, that's like the best episode of Hoarders ever.
It's the American dream.
Like liquids, I gotta have liquids. No solids. Gotta live in my swimming pool. Yeah.
Was that show like weird addictions or
My
something?
Strange Addiction.
My Strange Addiction.
Like the woman who sniffed gasoline.
That's what I was thinking of.
That show. Did you ever see that, Dan?
No, I haven't watched any of these shows.
It was in that span of TLC just doing like disgusting shows, and they had like the woman who ate couch cushions, and the woman who ate her husband's ashes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh,
She was great,
God.
and then she was so worried because she's like, "It will eventually run out. What do I do when I've eaten all his ashes?" Dude, that show was whack. Those people, the woman who ate rocks. It was mostly just people eating things. That was most of it. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't watch enough garbage television anymore.
The one who ate hair? Oh man, I think it's on Netflix. You should go not watch that for sure.
Oh God.
Save yourself.
We've gone too deep.
As we talked about. But anyway, I've ranted and raved enough about the terrible working conditions at my new company. Although they did give me a pair of tickets to go see the Red Sox, so who am I to complain?
Jeez. IMAX, Red Sox tickets.
I mean, it was like the best first week of a job ever. It can only go downhill. They've given me
Never know.
Like, I was always jealous. I'm not going to lie. Look, confession time. I was always jealous of the free shirts you guys got at your work. You always had free t-shirts. And I'm like, I want 3. I've gotten 3 free shirts in 1 week at my new job. It's amazing. And they're they're embroidered. Like real shit. None of this screen print bullshit. OMG roofing products. I got a red polo and everything, man.
Oh man.
This is it's
I don't know what I've been doing in the software business.
Man,
that sounds
life is turning
amazing.
around.
Now,
It's great.
now, when do you get the socks?
That's a good question. That'll be our Twitter giveaway, Dan.
Ooh.
Giveaway socks.
Why don't you go ahead and adhere something to your feet with these new socks?
Hey, wow, Dan, you could do what you want my job? Anyone could do it. But anyhow, that's good. This is good stuff. Anything else, guys, going on worth going back and forth about before we get into the news of the week?
I'm trying to think if there's any technology stuff that happened in my life. Not really.
I do have to say, and I was going to ask you guys, so I got the 5K iMac on my desk. It's fantastic. Yeah. So I surprisingly love the Magic Mouse.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I use the gestures on top of it all the time, and, like, I did not realize how great that was. So, however, I don't like having to plug the fucking lightning cable into the bottom of it, which is, like, a terrible experience. That's a weird one.
I feel like they did that. Well, this is definitely not my idea, but I heard someone say once that they probably did that so you couldn't leave the plug plugged in. Like, you couldn't have a wired mouse.
Seems like a very good thing to do. I like that idea.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
What I noticed, so at my last job, I had one of those mice, and it charges very quickly. So you can you can get up, go to the bathroom, and come back, and probably use it for the rest of the day.
The battery lasts a long time too.
Yeah,
so it's pretty good. No, but I was going to ask you guys: are there any Mac? Because I'm a first time Mac user. Let's be honest. So are there any Mac tips or tricks or pieces of software? What would you recommend to the new Mac user? But keep in mind, I can't do anything cool because everything's locked down by the system administrator.
Then what are you even asking us for?
To make the show interesting, Dan.
Oh,
people are.
sorry.
Oh,
sorry. I'm so bad
I know, Dan.
at this.
It often seems like nobody's listening, and that's because they're not. But
my favorite thing to do is turn the key repeat up as high as it goes.
No, what is?
And
that?
I say that non-jokingly. Like when you hold down a key on the keyboard, it like repeats faster. And it takes less.
You can
time.
turn that up and down.
Yeah, that's a setting in the keyboard settings. I turn up the repeat and also the like delay before repeat. Turn them all the way up, which cripples me on other people's computers because I'm always holding stuff down. And it's like, why is this so slow? It's like faster to just press it a bunch of times.
I'm going to do that and tell my boss. Just think of the productivity gains from that alone.
I'm a big fan of hot corners, which is a setting somewhere, I think maybe like the screensaver area, where you can set different things to happen when you put your mouse in one of the corners. So when I like walk away from my computer, I just flick my mouse in the upper right hand corner and everything locks.
That's cool.
Yeah, that I've seen a lot of people be very impressed by that.
I don't use those because I accidentally do it too much.
And I do it accidentally, rarely though, because the upper right seems like the safest. Because before, it just used to be the thing you click on to use Spotlight search, which I would never do because there's a keyboard shortcut for it. But now there's Siri in the notification center. But I don't really use a notification center either. So my mouse doesn't go up into the upper right-hand corner that often. Well, I think we've picked a couple of Mac things on the show in the past. I guess if you can't install them, though,
not really.
They're worth bringing up again.
No, but hey, those are good. Those are good tips.
I think there's probably a bunch of Spotlight search stuff you could configure. So pressing like Command Space and using that as like your like little personal command line for launching things, I enjoy a lot.
Do Macs still come with the chess app?
I have to imagine they've disabled it. I hope they did.
No, it's there for me.
Oh man,
I'm gonna play a game right now while we do the show.
Oh boy,
it's hard. It's too hard. I'm not good at chess.
Colby, we built a chess AI.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with anything. Doesn't make me good at it. It just, well, not our AI wasn't very good at it either.
No, but it could beat us, which I don't know what that's.
That's true. That's true.
And hey, our AI was the second best in the class, so.
Yeah, that's true.
And we wrote it in Ruby.
Ruby.
That's still one of my proudest programming accomplishments, too.
We worked really hard on that.
Yeah.
It's been several all-nighters.
Yeah. That was a 3 or 4 all-nighter level of effort there.
Yeah.
What do you quantify that in, like, millimonsters? Like, how many millimonsters did you have to consume to get this project done?
Yeah.
That was a couple thousand millimonsters.
I feel like that was probably the time I was drinking those Starbucks energy drinks.
Yeah.
They gave me like heart palpitations.
That's how you know it's working.
I remember drinking one and like I was sitting in the library doing work and I like all of a sudden felt like I had the spins, like I had had too much to drink and I was laying in bed, but like I hadn't. I was just sitting in the library. That was weird.
Yeah, when your heart is beating arrhythmically, that's when you know you're doing things right.
Yeah.
Yep, it's just your heart so full of energy, ready to go. Jumping out of your chest, literally.
So do we have any actual topics to discuss tonight?
Yes, we do, Dan. Perfect segue, thank you. Into the tech news. Fantastic. So we've got a rundown here. We've got a lot to talk about. We got the mini SNES. We've got private Instagram, the drone towers, VR 180, Periscope Super Hearts.
Colby, did you want to talk about iOS 11? Or did you posted that article in the Slack earlier?
It. I feel like it just confirmed my, like, I saw the keynote and was like, wow, this looks amazing. I'm so excited for it. And then there's this post on TechCrunch that's like, wow, iOS 11's amazing. I'm so excited for it.
Yeah.
So it just confirmed my suspicion.
There are two things I was reading about it. After I read that article a bit more, two things that I missed in the keynote that I was especially excited about. Cloud providers in the Files app. I think they did mention this, but I didn't. It didn't register. You can just sign up for Google Drive and OneDrive and Dropbox, have them all in your Files app, and like they're just files. They could live there. They could live somewhere else.
That's the
Yeah, that's really cool. Second thing, did you see this document scanner? They didn't show it at the keynote, I don't think. Did they?
In the notes
They
app,
did?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my god, I've done that so many times. I've used my phone to take a picture of like some stupid thing I'm supposed to sign and email to someone. And it's always like kind of bad and you got to get the lighting just right. And so this was really impressive.
I've used other apps for that, but I feel like Apple's is just
I paid like
better.
$6 for an app to do that. So the fact that they're throwing it in.
But was it able to take it in at an angle? The app that you bought?
And now
Really?
that was years ago.
I never paid
They're
for
now free. They're scannable. Microsoft Lens. There are a couple apps that do it now that are free. Back then there weren't any that were free. But it's
anyways,
a
that's
great thing.
cool. I now have it installed on my iPad. The dock thing works. That's about as far as I've gotten.
Cool.
Cool.
I'm down on overhype of iOS 11. I'm playing the devil, his advocate on this one. I'm not buying it, and I don't. I think I need to pick a side in this battle, and I'm gonna land on the side of your iPad isn't a laptop, so stop trying to make it one.
Ooh.
There you go.
Now here's something. Having worked on like product technology for the past year, there was one insight I made about where technology is going from a consumer perspective, and that is more interactivity. If you look at AR and VR and everything that's going on right now, it's all headed towards more interactivity. So I think that being able to, like, computers are going to become more iOS 11 like in the future. And I don't know if that's going to be a touch pane on glass or an AR sort of thing or a VR sort of thing, but it's going to be more like that than it is today, 10 years from now.
I like what Apple's doing. I'm excited for them. I think they should have done this stuff on iPad years ago. But it is not a laptop killer. Stop saying that, Internet. Like, that is the part I don't buy. Laptops have never been better.
No, it's true. Laptops have never been better. But I think that more and more people, as time goes on, people will expect the interactivity. They'll expect to be able to use your computer like you're playing a game and drop things around and get like this real, almost tactile feedback. And that's not a laptop. It's not a thing with a keyboard and a screen coming up at a perpendicular angle.
And again,
it could be a pane of glass. It could be AR, VR, but the future is not laptops. And those things will kill laptops.
No. Come on, that's baloney. No,
absolutely.
That's baloney. Look, please. Come on. They were saying desktops were dead a decade ago. And
they are.
You were just talking about buying one like a month ago, Dan.
I know, but I'm such a nerd. I want like as much horsepower as humanly possible. But most people don't care about that. They just want to do things that you can do on computers.
But here's my point. iPad, great. iOS 11, great. Together, even better, right? Use it for more things than you used to. Some people will only use an iPad. That's cool too. It's not a laptop killer. That's my only point. I just don't buy that. And it just bugs me when they're like...
It's not a laptop killer insofar as you're right. It won't replace all the capabilities. Will not fulfill all the capabilities of a laptop. I admit. But just like laptops will never be able to fulfill all the capabilities of a desktop, laptops kill desktops.
No,
and look at the sales numbers.
No, they didn't. I went and bought a desktop, and I haven't used a laptop in 2 years.
You, me, and Colby were not the right people.
No,
go talk to a person who works in like just does stuff with computers. Maybe their job they have a desk job. Or maybe they just need a computer at home because everyone needs a computer. They're not buying desktops. They're buying like these $300 Windows laptops.
But my mother has been exclusively using an iPad for like 7 years. So I get it. People are going to move in that direction. The term laptop killer indicates you are ending the life of the laptop. I just get annoyed at this idea. Like, Apple did it. They solved it. No more laptops. The iPad is it. And it's like, no, iPad is better than it was before, but it's still not a great experience for things you need a laptop to do. I know I'm nitpicking, but I read these gushing iOS 11 reviews, and I've read a couple of them, including the one you posted, Colby, where it's like, oh my God, finally, everything we've ever asked for in an iPad. What's this? 2 apps on the screen at the same time? Whoa! A file directory? Stop the presses. Like, no, look, again, good for Apple, good for iPad, but it's just a better iPad. It's not a laptop. So don't act like it's one.
Do you think that was their plan the whole time? It's like, well, first version of the iPad, like, what we're going to do is not have a Files app, and we're not going to have a Files app for like 8 years. And then we'll have a Files app and like reinvent it. It'll be exactly the same, but like we'll reinvent it.
It's the opposite, and that's the exact right thing to do. The reason they didn't have apps when they launched, they had web apps. Remember web apps? And that was because they thought that's what people wanted. And they were kind of right in a way. We wanted simpler devices that you build up rather than complicated devices you break down. So I don't have a problem with them eventually adding it. I think they waited too long, and I'm glad they eventually did. But I think, honestly, that's to their success, is that they started simple with these devices.
Yeah. I've learned how to build technology for a couple of years, and something I've come to understand is when you're building a solution for other people in mass, you have to see it done a couple times before you can really understand the right way to do it. Before you can really, I think Apple probably had to try to build the Files app 3 or 4 times over the course of 8 years with different hardware and different capabilities before it finally was like, oh, okay, this is how it's supposed to work with multi-touch. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's obvious. Like, they could have built a Files app from day one. It just would have sucked. And then no one would have used Files. And they're like, oh, don't use Files on your iPad. It's terrible. And, like, it's really harmful to get those things wrong on the first try.
That's true.
Anyway, I'm just whining, but that's the one thing.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
I predict 10. I predict that. Well, never mind. I've already won. More phones and tablets are sold than laptops already.
But that's
game over.
But that's my point.
For the poor laptop.
I don't care if there's more. They still sell plenty of laptops and desktops. Yeah. This is what they said about Mac back in the 90s. Oh, Windows is dominating the market. Windows 95
Those are
and 90.
Technologies, though, not paradigms. That's different.
I would still make touch is just one form of input.
Yes, I agree. I don't think that touch is the end game, but I think that interactivity is the end game. The keyboard and mouse is very distant and non-interactive on the compared to what you can do on an iPad and a phone.
For some things.
I mean, what does it make more sense for? This is what I keep getting back to. Like, if you're just writing a shitload of text, yeah, get a keyboard. But if you're, like, telling a computer to move things around, you can do that better with your hand. If you're drawing, you can do that better on a screen that was, like, designed to have touch inputs. There aren't that... writing a book... Yeah, get a keyboard. You can also attach a keyboard to an iPad, though. But yeah, so maybe get a laptop. But for, like, most other things, you're telling a computer, like, hey, save this file and, like, maybe fill out these things and put them over here. Or I'm going to build this presentation. I'm going to browse the internet. I'm going to read and respond to emails. I don't know. But I imagine, like, what email isn't the end game either. What does the communication mechanism look like when computers are more interactive? Maybe there is no email and it's all like voice clips or like video calls become more popular, or the Facebook AR meeting thing, like whatever it is. I think email will still be around in 10 years, but it won't be anywhere near as popular as it is today. And I think email's already sort of died. With like text messages killed it, Facebook Messenger killed it.
Snapchat killed it. You're totally right.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree with you. But it'll still be there. That's my only nothing is dead. We haven't killed anything yet.
You're right. No, you never kill anything. I think you obviate things. Like a laptop will no longer be necessary, just like a desktop isn't necessary. It used to be you needed to get a desktop.
Well,
Laptops are so expensive.
How many people are using, command line interfaces to interact with their computers? Okay,
yeah,
well, all right.
But I wish there was a better way, and I dream of a better way.
Oh, dream big, Dan.
I
dream of a day. Dream on.
Anne Hathaway. I'll do my Anne Hathaway spoof about command lines. That'll be my next hit record.
I would literally pay money to see you do that on stage.
There we go.
Like cash, my Broadway, off Broadway.
So I was trying to think of a computer thing that has been killed entirely. Like not the command line because it still exists. Not.
But I think. Okay.
We're getting off topic.
The command line might as well not exist.
That's true. For most people. Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
No, it's not.
Truly killed? Clippy. But then again, those things are coming back now.
Cortana really is a version of Clippy.
Yeah.
That's true. Clippy was the OG Siri.
But again...
Speaking of things that are dead, unless you have something you want to say, Sean.
No, just to put a pin in this and just to put a bow on it and wrap it up, my only point is, I didn't mean to get into a big debate about the future of technology interfaces. All I meant to say is iOS 11, which isn't even out yet, has not killed laptops. Thank you. I've had enough blogs.
Out of my iPad.
Quit it. Stop.
I'm going to download the beta after because I
and then
I
take
never
your
considered
MacBook
that
and chuck it out the
don't
window.
like...
You don't need it anymore. It's done. They've killed it, Colby. Just snap it in half and flush it down the toilet and call it a day. You got iOS 11. And you've got files and multi-pane nonsense.
Yeah.
So, okay, anyway.
I mean, you're not wrong.
What did you want to talk about, Dan?
Speaking of things that are dead, let's talk about the Super Nintendo.
Oh, the SNES. Were you guys SNES fans?
That was my first video game console, and it's one of the ones I have the fondest memories of.
What was your favorite game, Dan?
When I was a kid, my favorite game was the Donkey Kong Country. That was a classic game. As I grew older, though, there are some really great games out for the Super Nintendo that I never played as a kid, and my favorite one of those is called Chrono Trigger. It's an RPG game. Super good. Really strange game.
I loved Super Mario World. Also Mario Paint, which was which had a mouse. Came with a little mouse.
That's right.
That was a weird one. You could paint. It was a thrilling time. Ahead of its time. Anyway,
missed out on so much.
We've talked on the show before about the mini NES, which came out, the NES Classic, which came out last year. Well, Nintendo has revealed the sequel. It is the SNES Classic, the Super Nintendo Classic. It is another kind of mini version of the old console. And I'm showing a picture here on the screen for the video viewers. Looks just like the old one in that classic gray and purple styling. It will feature 21 games, including Super Mario World, Earthbound, Super Mario Kart, Legends of Zelda, A Link to the Past, Star Fox, and Star Fox 2, Donkey Kong Country, a whole bunch of others. It will launch on September 29th for $79.99. It will come with 2 controllers. The NES Classic only came with 1. And it will connect via HDMI to your fancy Dan TV. Yoshi's Island, Super Punch-Out, Super Metroid, Kirby's Dream Course, Final Fantasy III. Dan, what was the game you said? Contra. No, not Contra.
Chrono Trigger?
No Chrono Trigger.
Nah, it's too bad. But I feel like these things are built for more like the short games that you don't really sit down and play for hours, like things you could sort of played for us a little bit and call it good. Yeah, I'm excited about this. I'll try to buy one of these. I like the NES one. I was like, well, whatever. But this sounds fun, and it's right in that sweet impulse buy range.
Oh yeah, less than $100.
I don't know, because if you remember, the NES was only 60, and this one's 80.
Yeah,
which I totally get why
better.
they sold all the other ones. So why not jack up, make as much money as you can? And this one, like I said, comes with 2 controllers. And if you remember, they had famously short cables on the controllers. These come with extra long cables, so you'll be good. But gosh, $80, man, that seems like a lot.
$80 to relive your childhood. I don't know.
Priceless.
I hated my childhood. I don't want to go back. I'm an awesome adult.
You made it out.
I got Steam. I don't need any of this nonsense. No, I think it's cool. But when the mini N64 comes out, they're going to sell so many of those.
They're just working up to that. That's what they're doing. They're slowly ramping up to
what happens when they come out with the mini Switch?
Well, no, see... Oh man, I'm thinking about the mini GameCube with the re-release of Smash, and now I'm getting really excited.
Whoa, that would be great.
Man.
I did see somewhere. Of course, I'm never gonna actually find where it says this, but I could have sworn I read somewhere that that they were going to do, not that they were going to allow you to load more games onto this than what they launched it with, but I might be talking out of my butt on that one. But anyway, there you go. Nintendo has promised that they will manufacture a lot more this time around and try to avoid the shortages like last time.
All right, cool. Someone explain this private Instagram thing to me.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Okay, well, I know
Instagram build Snapchat.
I know.
Also, today I clicked into someone's Instagram story and they had like more than 20 entries, and I just X'd out of it. It was too far. They went too far.
That's an Instagram novel.
Yeah.
No, and actually, interestingly, I saw some stats today that, and I don't know how they came, some tracking company, but what was it? It was 130 million Snapchat stories to 250 million Instagram stories over whatever length of time they were measuring. So certainly Instagram stories are popular. Instagram is testing a new feature they call favorites. Now, you guys might find a parallel between that and perhaps a Facebook group or a Snapchat group. But essentially it allows you to privately create sort of private sub-networks within your Instagram to share photos with only select groups of people. It's called favorites. It says... in the past, a list of your closest friends that you can edit at any time. It's testing the feature among a small percentage of users today with an eye towards rolling it out more broadly in the coming months. When you create a regular post or a story post, you'll see new options to share them to your favorites. When you do, the post will only be visible to the people on your list and is denoted by green favorites badge on the post. Your Instagram profile will also get a new favorites tab denoted by a star that contains all of the posts you've shared to your favorites over time. No one gets notified when you add or remove them from the list. They'll know you're your favorite only when they see a green favorites badge at the top of your posts. Oh, crap. Hang on. Alexa, turn on the computer. Oh, shit.
Wait, what?
What? No, well, you can't tell. The monitor's just turned back on. I don't know why. It always does in the middle of the show, but it never does it at...
The Internet of Things, Sean. That's because we just hit 11 o'clock, and it's like, all right, show's done.
Maybe that's what it is.
Get these fools out of here.
Oh, my God. I know why it's doing it. Dan, you solved it.
I have a good instinct for when computers are doing stupid stuff.
Dan, literally, no shit. This was the switch I was using for the patio lights in Houston, and they turned on at 11 p.m., That's why it turns... Oh, my... Thank you, Dan. Oh, man. I need to send you, like, an edible arrangement or something for that one. Holy crap.
I've never received an edible arrangement, so...
And you won't. They're stupid expensive. But I will thank you. So thank you for solving that. I kept wondering why I kept doing that. Problem solved. Anyway. Okay. Getting distracted. Yeah, so there you go. Favorites in Instagram, guys. Does this sound like something that interests you?
No.
To me, it sounds like a lot of work.
Like, I
Doesn't sound
still
easy.
haven't really gotten on the Instagram. Like, I'm better at Instagram than I was. And I used, like, the Instagram stories once. I'm better at Snapchat than I was, rather. But, yeah, it is too much work. And, do you remember that old IM app that was called, like, Trillium or something, and it would connect to, like, all the different chat apps? I think we need something like that again for social. Like, I have actions that I take. Like, on Sunday, I took a photo, and I was like, okay, there are places I want to send this photo. I want to send it to one of my group chats and text message. I want to post it on Instagram. I want to post it on, what was the other thing? Facebook. And, like, these actions I repeat all the time. But I have to, like, okay, open the share page, share it to Instagram. Open the share page, share it to Facebook. Open the share page, share it to this text message. I should be able to, like, just check out all my pre-configured, like, routes. Maybe that workflow app will let me do that.
They do. Dan, I use that. It's called IFT. And when I post to Instagram, it automatically posts to Twitter.
But I want to do this on a per-picture basis. Like, some pictures are Instagram pictures. Some pictures I send to, like, privately to friends and, like, across texting and Facebook and WhatsApp and all these different things. But yeah, I know you can, like, IFT is a good solution for, like, if you just want to mirror all of your Instagram posts to Facebook or whatever.
Doesn't Instagram have a bunch of stuff built in? Like, I know you can post to Facebook at least.
Yeah, and so that covers a lot of like the social networks, but it doesn't cover WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger and text messaging.
Right.
Dan, you got to build it. There's your $1 million
idea. It would be so much dumb work. I don't want to build it. I want someone else to do it.
You would just want to use it. Yeah.
All the not fun stuff about programming. And specifically, like, doing OAuth to, like, various social networks.
Yeah. To end many social networks. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't I don't want to do this on Instagram. Instagram is good for some things, not this. If I want to share something privately with a select group or individuals, I'll do it on Snapchat. You know? I don't know. Again, it just seems like a hassle.
I do see that the Instagram
like, if I could use...
I was just going to say, the Instagram stories get used for me more than the Instagram direct messages thing, which is
nobody who direct messages on Instagram?
It's happened like twice, but in years. But the stories get used really heavily, I've noticed. And I want to open Instagram anyways, so I read Instagram stories more often than Snapchat stories.
I definitely like Instagram better than Facebook at this point. Like, I just don't go on Facebook anymore.
Facebook is the humanity's dumpster fire.
I guess I go on Facebook to share the Don't Panic link, and that's when I catch up on.
I only go on there to watch cute videos of dogs.
And
to be fair, the algorithm delivers
videos anymore.
No, they're on to you.
Yeah.
All right, we're running out of time.
Oh no!
We've done like
we gotta get to picks today.
A story.
I require it.
So we can do one more story.
All right.
Before we go, we've got Tesla streaming music service. We've got Periscope SuperHearts VR 180. Airbnb
we have to
Select,
talk about the drone thing.
Or we can talk about the drone.
It's in the title.
That's true, Dan. Legally, we're required.
Right.
Amazon filed a patent on what they call, quote, multi-level fulfillment centers for unmanned aerial vehicles. But really the best way to describe it is with this picture, which I'll put up on screen here for the video viewers, which is like an egg where you store all your drones. And there's a really neat picture of the sort of side view of this, which is essentially a multi-level warehouse. And on each level, the drones fly in and are handed the package or whatever on each level. So it could be 20 stories high or something, and then they all fly out from the different levels, and they come in and they fly out, kind of like trucks do at a distribution center now, except they're drones.
Many leveled. Yeah.
Yes, but I don't know why in the picture they had to make it look like a big egg. Like, that's kind of weird. Like, that's kind of terrifying. The other thing in the patent that they also described was something to handle drone noise. They suggest creating custom rotor designs on the drones that would chop through the air more quietly. These include adding trailing edge fringes, leading edge serrations, sound dampening treatments, and blade indentations for sound controls, which essentially is like putting tiny plant-like fronds on the rotor blades. And there's another picture in this article as well I'll put up. That's also kind of terrifying. So
patent drawings.
Yeah, there's no guarantee they'll ever do it.
This is pretty sci-fi.
But they are certainly patenting it. What do we think of this?
I'm excited for the little fins on the rotor blades. I think, we got some real sci-fi stuff happening now.
Indeed.
I think it's cool. I mean, I think if you're going to do it, that's kind of the way you have to do it, right? I mean, you can't kind of use a normal big flat warehouse. So, I mean, it's not like the biggest logical leap in the world.
I think I was talking with a friend about self-driving cars, and they were really against it. But we both agreed that we thought that the long-distance trucking cars could do they would have limited routes. And the roads that they're on would be pretty stable. They'd pull off into like a pre-programmed little neighborhood, go to the shipping center, pull into one of these. The drone picks up your packages, deliver at the last mile. Suddenly, you have like no human intervention package shipping across like a country. Be pretty cool.
It's true.
I like it. Someday, but not today, because today we're out of time and we're gonna move. Can we please, just for me, I very rarely push for stories.
Yeah.
But I really want to talk about Super Hearts for Periscope, because it's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard of in my life. Did you guys read this at all?
What's so dumb about it, Sean?
All right, let me explain this to you, Dan. All right, you're familiar with the live streaming app Periscope, correct? Owned by Twitter, okay? And you know in there you tap the button and you give hearts to people if you like what they're live streaming, right?
Yep.
Well, Periscope has created a thing called Super Hearts. Here's how it works. Tell me if you can follow this, all right?
Okay.
First, you buy Periscope coins.
Sure. It's like Zynga.
For 99 cents, you get 1,050 coins. Up to 132,650 coins for $100, and in ranges in between.
132,650
for $100, okay?
You
use those Periscope coins to buy Super Hearts, of which there are 3 kinds. A basic Super Heart costs 33 coins. A regular Super Heart costs 66 coins, and a deluxe Super Heart
99 coins?
111 coins.
Bro, come on!
Very expensive.
I hate everything about this.
Put it this way, because if you do the math, 99 cents will buy you about 30 basic Super Hearts. Okay?
Uh-huh.
And you give those hearts, either your basic Super Heart, regular Super Heart, or deluxe Super Heart, to a Periscoper you like. You hit the heart button, it gives them hearts, right? Are you with me so far, Dan?
Yeah.
Now, do you know what happens when you give somebody a heart?
They get a portion of that money.
No. That would be too easy. No. Instead, they get stars.
Okay.
Okay? And the way it works is, if someone gives you 10 Super Hearts that they spent 330 coins on, you then get 330 stars. So it's not about the number of hearts, it's about how many coins they spent to get the hearts, and you get the coin equivalent as stars.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Then, once you get about 185,000 stars, which would be about $175, you cash them out and actually get paid a maximum of once a month. Of course, Periscope takes 30%, and Apple and or Google takes another 30%. Wow. I mean, it's so easy, Dan. It's so easy. And I don't know why. Coins to hearts, either basic, regular, or deluxe. The hearts turn into stars based on the coin equivalent, and then you cash out the stars back into cash.
Yeah, this is almost something that makes sense, because it is a way of supporting people who make content on Periscope, and I think that's good.
Yeah.
I think Twitch has seen a lot of success with this model. But there's that one extra level of indirection that doesn't make any sense at all.
This is such a Silicon Valley type Just like, this has to be a parody. There's no way this is legitimate.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I like the idea of it. I just think, like, for anyone to ever understand this is insane.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I want to talk about that because it made me laugh. Because it's dumb. All right, picks.
Yeah.
We do this every week on the show. We bring in stuff we like, and we talk about it. Sometimes they're about technology, and sometimes they're not at all. I'm going to jump in and go first because I'm more excited about your picks than I am mine. But mine's pretty good, too. And, of course, it's not technology. I don't even know the last time I picked an actual tech pick, so don't judge me. But new Netflix show for you. Get psyched. Glow. Have you guys heard about this?
No.
This is the new Netflix hotness. This is their new hot thing. Glow, Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. Are you familiar with the concept?
Oh, I watched a very strange documentary about this one.
Yeah, so this was a real thing back in the 80s, which was essentially back when wrestling was wrestling, before it got like it is today. And they introduced Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, which was a women's version of wrestling. This is the fictionalized, loosely based on a real-life story of the start of Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. It stars Mark Maron, who normally I hate, but I think he's pretty good in this. It stars Allison Brie, why she doesn't have a shelf of Oscars yet. She's like, I fucking love her. She's great. And she's wonderful in this. And it's by the same people who did Orange is the New Black. And if you like that show, this show only borrows the good parts of Orange is the New Black and none of the shitty parts. It's 10 half-hour episodes, so it's very easy to get through. And I'm almost done, and I have absolutely enjoyed every second of it. It's very good. It's very 80s, and the music is really great. They even do like an 80s training montage. It's kind of fantastic. So I recommend. It's easy. It's half an hour, and the pilot's pretty good too. So I think you'll enjoy it. Glow. It's streaming now on Netflix. Something new to watch. I've binged through almost the whole thing in like a day. So
I wrote down to come back to why you hate Mark Maron in a future episode.
I can tell you very quickly. There's no reason.
No.
I just don't like it.
Okay, we'll get into it next time.
But what's weird is you'll watch Glow and you'll be like, but he plays a Mark Maron type in the show. He's basically Mark Maron in the show, so I don't know why I like him in that, but not in reality. But yes, Dan, we can come back to that.
We'll come back.
We'll come back to that. Let's see, Dan, what do you have for us here? I see some podcastery going on.
Yet another podcast. I know Colby. Poor Colby, all his podcasts, and we ask a lot of them. But I'm gonna ask him once more. So the last podcast I picked, I'm pretty sure it was Due by Friday.
Yeah, and I listened to Due by Friday before we came on the show tonight.
Oh, it was a good
nice.
one. Now I gotta watch
Nice.
The Bachelorette.
Yeah.
You've never watched any of the Bachelor? Wow.
In the
either.
past,
I've
I did a little bit, but
I've also seen the show Unreal or whatever that they were
that
talking
show's
about.
good.
Crazy.
So, if you like Due by Friday, our friend of the show, Greg Guida, had been telling me for years to listen to this podcast called Roderick on the Line, where Merlin Mann, one of the hosts of Due by Friday, calls his friend John Roderick, who's a bass player in this band, and that's sort of the premise. And for years I was like, and Greg would always tell me, like, Dan, you have to start from the beginning. There's so many inside jokes. And I was like, oh, that sounds like so much work. Like, I just don't want to. So I put it off for years. But, I've had a lot of time in my life recently, so I picked it up. I started listening, and it has a lot of the kind of comedy of Due by Friday, like really smart, really fast comedy bits. But also, like, some actual life lessons. This John Roderick guy has done some stuff in his life. I will allow me to preview. First of all, he's a musician. He got his pilot's license at the age of 17. He grew up in Anchorage, Alaska. He was a train hobo. He traveled across Europe with no money. He tried to hitchhike his way across the Sahara Desert to go to Mount Kilimanjaro. He's done all of these things. And throughout these episodes of this podcast, he drops these little life lessons on you in these, like, they almost sound like some scene from a movie because he's such a good storyteller and speaker. But he talks about, and I listened to this part while I was in West Virginia. He talks about playing a gig in West Virginia, and he's like, this guy from Alaska. He's trying to fit in. He starts using like the slang. He starts affecting his tone, and this guy comes up to him and goes, "You got to stop doing that because people are going to think you're an asshole." And, if you just be yourself, even if you sound like you're different, people will respect you for your differences. So he was like, ever since then, I've never tried to fit in anywhere. And I was like, wow. What, it's funny. It's like, you kind of feel like you're sitting down, like, next to your really cool uncle who's, like, telling you how to live your life and what to not do. There's another part of an episode where he describes he was trying to be a street hobo before he became a train hobo, and a fellow street hobo asked him to open a pack of cigarettes, but he'd never done it before, and how badly he screwed that up at the age of 18. Mm-hmm. So street hobo with a pilot's license. Anyways, Roderick on the line. Start from the beginning, because there are lots of callbacks in every episode. You don't have to binge it. Just go sequentially. Just start episode 1. You can wait a couple of weeks. You'll remember the things that are memorable. You'll remember.
Wait, so I should start at the beginning?
There are 250 episodes.
Yes, and I don't have any expectation of finishing. Maybe I'll finish someday. Maybe I won't.
Someday.
Because I'm going to take a lot of time here. But I find that podcasts for me fall in a couple different categories. There are podcasts that are topical, and I kind of want to listen to them as soon as they come out because they're only relevant for that time.
Mm-hmm.
There are podcasts that depending on the episode, maybe it's an interview podcast, maybe it's a round table thing in different topics. I'll pick and choose which ones I listen to. And then there are podcasts that aren't either of those. They're sort of evergreen stories. S-Town and Serial. Due by Friday is, I guess actually Due by Friday is probably more topical than not a lot of times. Mm-hmm. Roderick on the Line contains I have listened to 30 episodes, no references. I have not been able to tell that this was recorded in 2011. No references to politics or the things that are happening. So you can just listen. It's one of those things where when I was waiting in the airport for 12 hours, it's 8 episodes of Roderick on the Line because they're super entertaining, they're engaging, they're great. There are also things that I'll listen to I'll put this on while I clean the dishes, while I make dinner, because I don't really want to listen. But in Roderick on the Line, you want to hang on every word that's being said. So if you have room for a podcast of that type in your life, which I would argue everyone should, because there's no time pressure. Take your time. Give it a shot.
There we go. It's downloading right now. So there we go.
I subscribed. Yeah.
I'll give it. You did so, Dan. You did so good with Due by Friday that you get a lot of leeway from me in recommendations. You get a lot of me trying stuff.
And you get some more relevant man in your life.
Yeah.
Need more of that.
I've also heard Greg recommend it, so I guess if the two of you.
Very cool. All right, thank you for Roderick on the Line. Colby, what do you have for us?
So my thing is a practical thing, I guess, for people who manage websites. We were having some things happening where the Don't Panic site would go down or not be available. It still happens sometimes, but now we know it's happening. And Sean would go in Slack and be like, "Hey guys, did you know that the Don't Panic site is down?" And we would be like, "No, we don't know that. We had no idea." So I signed up for this service called Pingdom. That literally all it does is check whether or not your website is up for. I don't know. You can change the interval. I have it set at 5 minutes because I didn't want to go blow through our database usage limits. But the default is every minute it checks to see if your website is up. has all nice graphs, and we connected it to our Slack. So if the website goes down, it posts in Slack. More importantly, if the RSS feed goes down, it posts in Slack. And it's super interesting. And so far, I think it's been pretty useful. So yeah, that's my pick. If you have need of that sort of thing, I think my it tells me I have 1 day left of my free trial, but I'm probably gonna pay for it. It was like $70 for, I don't know, it's like $10 a month or something like that for the entry level thing, or like less if you pay up front or something. I don't remember, but that's what I'm gonna do because it was less than $100, and that's impulse.
We should set up some sort of like cost sharing mechanism for the costs we incur in this show. Get your little trip biller going there,
Splitwise going.
Yeah. We should have like a, I don't know, like a graph, like we just, Sean, make us a spreadsheet or something of like don't panic. Maybe it's better if we don't know how much we spent on the show versus
you guys,
how much.
All I know is when January, for some reason, everything renews in January, and I look at my credit card statement, I'm like, there's no way this stuff. Where's my money going? But you know, as soon as we start selling ads, guys, it's all going to pay for itself. So it's just you got to spend money to make money. That's
so they say.
So they say. All right. Well, that's it. We are absolutely unequivocally not only out of time but over time. So we're gonna wrap it up here. Thanks everybody for joining us on this fantastic Don't Panic. We appreciate it. Our show. Go to the website. It's up most of the time at don'tpanic.io. It's very nice. These guys built it, and you should check it out there. You got the audio, the video. You can hit the little toggle, get both. Of course, all of our picks are listed there every week. And information on how to subscribe. We're on all the major platforms: Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Google Play, Music, Overcast, Pocket Cast, all the apps, RSS, it's all there. You can also connect with us at Don't Panic Show on Twitter, Facebook.com/Don't Panic Show, where we do the show live Monday nights at, let's be honest, about 10:15 p.m. Eastern. You can check it out there. You can also email us, don'tpanicshow@gmail.com. And lastly, the phone number, 508-644-8324, where you can leave us a voicemail or call us live during the show. We will be back. Guys, will we be back next Monday?
Maybe. I feel like I'll be here.
I can
be. So far, I'll be in my apartment, but it's unclear.
I will not be in my apartment. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I can't be on the show.
There might be a show next week, but if not, there'll definitely be one the week after. So join us at some point in the future for more tech news. On behalf of Colby and Dan, this is Sean, thanking you as always for joining us and hoping we'll see you next time for more tech news and fun times here on Don't Panic.